Who do you think is the greatest faction in the history of professional wrestling? I have to go the Four Horsemen.
Oh
I
yeah, that's
I
definitely
can't think
all.
of anyone else.
No, Four Horsemen is number one. I mean, that goes without saying. Yeah, I mean, you can't touch the Four Horsemen. You got the Four Horsemen, Stud Stable. I'm gonna say probably DX was probably the next big thing to get over. Next to NWO and all that stuff. So, but that's when they, like I said, that's when they started just hiring so many people. They didn't know what to do with them, so they just throw them in a faction. You know what I mean? And that's all they did.
And some factions are weird. Like, remember the Dangerous Alliance? I mean, like you have Steve Austin, you get a young guy. It's Zabisco's your old guy. It's like, and Medusa and it's like, what the fuck do these? At least the Horsemen, you had four people that had it. They all were kind of in common, the suits and the Rolex. And it was more like a big unit, everybody else's guys thrown together.
Yeah, like I said, nobody could touch the Four Horsemen. Nobody. That gimmick was over like Rover. They were rolling in the dough, man, when they were doing that. And that's because Flair would just tell you the truth every day. Every other night, he would tell you what he did the night before in his promos, and that's why they were so good. Is because they were flying right off his tongue because he did it last night. What he's telling you he did, he did. You had to
Who,
believe it.
who was the best faction in ECW?
I'd probably say the Triple Threat.
Not the Blue World Order.
Well, as far as heat's concerned, I would say the Triple Threat. As far as getting over and being a huge baby face, the Blue World Order was over like rope with Meanie, Nova, and Richards. They sold so much merchandise. It's a shame they didn't get the cash they deserved from it, but they sold a lot of merchandise.
They should have got a big share of that merchandise. Didn't they come? They came up with it. Well, actually, Raven came up with it, didn't he?
I think he came up with it, and Paul would just hit him up with a check every other week or something like that for $50.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah, it was way, way, way short of what it should have been. Put it that way.
It's yeah. ACW was not loaded with factions. I mean, Raven had his interchangeable flock. You had the Dudleys were like a family, triple threat. I mean, there wasn't a lot of groups there.
No, we didn't really. Not many people stayed there long enough. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. Because if we weren't running the WCW, we were running the WF. You know what I mean? It was a mess.
Now, do you think EC or AEW has too many groups?
Yeah, they're overloading it. I mean, you see some of them. I mean, they have so much talent signed over there. I don't. Some guys are signed. I don't think should be signed. Then you got guys that are not signed that are doing independence all over the place. Besides working for AEW, so God bless them. At least they're letting them work.